Okay, roll. Nate, put that down. I said put it down. Oh, okay. Unpause this real quick. What? Because I know you say you're proud of your white being white.
Yeah.
Is it possible to be pro one skin color without being anti the other skin colors a little bit?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, if there's a list of accomplishments and a person on there is black, you smile because you're so used to seeing white.
So why are we so much like tougher than you guys? How are we able to dominate so easily?
What?
Yes, I think that the extremes have gotten more extreme. People don't seem to want to acknowledge the center as much.
Now, clearly, you guys are just a bunch of young punk kids out here trying to stir things up.
Obviously.
Is having $100 million while there are lots and lots of starving children, is that moral or immoral?
They painted a negative picture saying that protests do not work. Protests are just a bunch of hippies with really long hair and you do not
Which,
shave.
of course, you're not. Can you spin around and show your hair
Yeah.
real quick? See, you can't call that long. It's getting there. Do you think America was founded on Christianity?
No, but I think it's terribly dishonest to say that we are a Christian nation or should be a Christian nation.
If that was their intention, they did a poor job of doing it. We have a mission statement here at the church. If there's nothing about Jesus or Christian faith in it, what would signify that it was Christian?
I think of myself as a conservative liberal.
Some schools are not allowed to have pork on their menu because that offends Muslims.
You always bring up why the Muslims are offended.
Yeah.
Is there anything the whites complain about that you're tired of?
You can't know.
And I'm not afraid.
If you look at the American Constitution and the checks and balances, it's incredible, a tremendous insight, and quite often interest groups will try to change that.
It's not that it's the rich versus the poor, it's just people just wanting to be, treated fairly and, as equals.
Are you worried about people coming in with their own agendas and kind of making this look like it's for the wrong reasons?
Actually, I believe that is possible. And I think by and large, Americans are a very open, encompassing, and tolerant people.
You look at the state of Arizona, for example. I think that there's a possibility down the road that they'll want to secede from the nation.
Drugs, legal or illegal, which ones on both sides of the fence?
Basically, you can tailor God or Jesus into whoever you want that to be. And sometimes it's your very best self. Other times you may use it to justify
your worst.
behavior.
Right.
One of the great strengths of our society is that everybody knows somebody of a different religion or a different race, different sexual orientation.
And we're not trying to kill.
Right, and the more people interact with each other, the less they find that they have to fear, and the stronger we are as a society.
Do you feel like you get a lot of... do you feel like people are harder on you because you're gay than they would be if you weren't?
Well, I'm not gay.
I'm just playing. I know I'm being stupid. Hello, I'm Larry Longstreth, writer and director of The Long, Slow Death of a 20-something. Film you've never seen before. I decided to make this project because as I get older, I'm starting to take a lot more issues to heart and take things a little more seriously. So what we decided to do is we decided to make a documentary getting the viewpoints of a lot of people from all different walks of life on a number of topics that are relevant to all of us, from economics to religion to sociology to politics and racial divides. We've already talked to quite a few people in our home state of Ohio, but what we wanted to do is we wanted to go to different states. We wanted to go to New York to talk to some of the Occupy people and some of the people who stand against it. We'll be going to LA to get some of the Hollywood liberals. We'll be going to Texas to get some of the right wing, the super conservatives. And what we're trying to do is make kind of a laid back film that's basically at its heart just a conversation about all of the things that are on all of our minds right now. One of the things we're trying to do with this film is not only to get people from both the right and the left, but we're trying to define what those two things are, because too often I feel like conservatives and liberals oftentimes agree on a great majority of things, and it becomes hard to define what exactly is a conservative and what exactly is a liberal. For example, are you a conservative if you agree with them on everything except for you want drugs legalized and you think abortion is okay and gays are fine? Is that not liberal? How do we decide where we stand on things? And is that line concrete and absolute, or is the line between them kind of blurry and going away altogether? So if you decide to help us fund our project, thank you very much. We'll be using the funds to cover production costs, to cover travel costs, and we're working with a very modest budget, but it's what we need. So if we can get these funds, then they're more than enough to get done what we want to get done. And like I said, while we've talked to mostly smaller people right now, we'll also be reaching out to professors, and we'll be reaching out to, I'd love to get like a Sam Harris or, a lot of intellectual types that we have a lot of respect for. So thanks again for helping, and we promise to do our best to make this awesome.